Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's the Truth Serum. I hope everybody's having a good week. Tomorrow's football. Today's football. It's the Truth Serum. I try to cover a lot of different topics. I started off mainly doing the mob stories and everything, but we mix it up a little bit here. And I was trying to think up something, a nice topic, thumbnail. You know how it is on YouTube. Something's got to catch the people's eyes, T-Bird. So I was thinking, when will we become fill in the blank? You folks, fill in the blank. When we're always evolving or becoming something else, and Mr. Jets, good to see you. So it's a little off topic, but off the traditional path I take on here. But it's something that most people can relate to. Are we trying to become better children? Are we trying to become better parents? Are we trying to become better employees? And are there roadblocks? Are there hurdles? Well, in life, the number one hurdle, of course, is fear. And fear to not go to the plate and take a swing and take a shot. If there's dreams that you want to pursue, and can you become that? Can you become like in relationship? Now, that's something I'll start with relationships, because a lot of relationships are, either dating or marriages become fractured because it's like, oh, they're not the person I thought they were. They were supposed to change and become this or become that, or they changed from good to bad. And well, relationship can be defined as I need the right person that can give me what I need, whether it's superficial looks, a nice body, money, or a good intellect, a good personality. People date and marry for many different reasons, and being in love, but love breaks down, and these things conquer love. Years ago, people got married for 40 years. They rolled with the changes. So when in relationship now, these generations are more or less. There's a lot of with the youth. Yes, of course they date, they fall in love, puppy love, high school sweethearts. But if there's more of a liberal stance where they just hang out. Let's go hang out. That means go do something and then probably have sex later. So it's like, so in the 80s, relationships look a little different. Of course, divorces are up, and people getting married per capita, you know what I mean, is way down. And so New York Jets says, slowly over the last few decades, the importance of family and human emotion becomes secondary to every other distraction in this world, whether it's social media, which is a huge distraction. G49 bingo. There's a winner right there. So very well said. Very well said. And see, I used to do counseling. And it's just like, well, what do you want from this? You're not going to find there's no such thing as the perfect woman or your knight in shining armor man. And, you can never become that. Sally, you're waiting for Billy to become that knight in shining armor. And, everybody's not sound in that, in that, people end up developing addictions and their fears, and they let the world see. The world is a vampire, and it just wants to try to beat you down. The seen world and the unseen world, it just wants to smack you around a little bit and laugh at you. And people rely on biblical theories and biblical stuff, but at the end of the day, it's you. It's just like an addiction. I was on drugs years ago. Yeah, I overdosed. I was dead. Boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. Rah, rah. And it was like, well, go to 30 meetings in 30 nights and go to, only I can get myself clean. I appreciate those groups in good that operate in good faith. Just like these recovery centers, they're all failures. Only you. So people feel that they are disarmed and they are powerless, and you have to find your power somewhere else, and they can give you your power. I told you before, our DNA is from royalty. We are the kings and queens. How do you get distracted? By the demons that are filling your brains with garbage. When will we become more wiser than that? To change our thinking apparatus up so these things will be able to have happiness and fulfillment. Even when I had very, very wealthy people in front of me and wealthy friends, they were always a little effed up. They couldn't, greed, the greed, when, they want to greed, they greed, and they're hollering, the happiness. What is everybody's definition of happiness? Well, it's unique to each individual. Happiness could mean this to a lot of different people. But happiness to me is being able to do the things you enjoy doing when you want to do them. If I want to go to the racetrack and rock and roll, I'll get in my car and I'll go do it. That makes me happy. I have a beautiful, successful daughter. That makes me happy. She still says, "I love you, Daddy." That makes me happy. So when will we become wiser in our thinking and not get distracted by these fears? And now today, in today's landscape of the United States, and what is trying to be imposed on us through the media and schools and different laws, what is trying to be perpetrated on us is evil. The government, and you see what's going on with our politicians, it's evil. When will we have a better society and structure that isn't always in chaos? It's the year 2023. Why is America and the world still operating in chaos? When will we become a different version of that? Or will we ever become a different version of that? But, we have to be better versions of ourselves if it's just thinking better and removing some fears, because there's realistic fears and there's unrealistic fears. Some people run around every day, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. I don't like to do political stuff on here because it'll make you throw up when you watch the government and these puppets, and it'll just make, so I don't try to do a lot of, Joe Biden and all, sometimes there's just no value to that. It's a broken record. It's common knowledge of people that have eyes to see and they could think half straight. So, what do you pay attention to? I keep it simple. I like sports. I like documentaries. I like some things that can expand my thinking or my mind or my spirit and things like that. Nowadays, you're not judged by your heart. You're judged by your status, political affiliation, and views on life. Everyone is looking for the shortcut to happiness. Sad times in the world. New York Jets is on point. Who is this cat? I appreciate your comments, sir. And they're right on point. We see all the bad out there. The media, we love dirty laundry. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. So I tried to put a little video together here, and and let's get back to relationships. In relationship, traditional relationship, if you have those similar likes and you get along and you're physically attracted to the person and you're emotionally attracted to them, and then why do things break down? Geez, it seemed like they were so in love, and then the stressors of the world, and then lust, geez, boy, that secretary's looking mighty fine today. Oh, geez, I'm trying to be faithful over here. I don't know, but we'll see what happens at that Christmas party, because if she gets in my face, we're going to be getting down all the way to New Year's Eve. Forgive me, folks, forgive me. So in any aspects of our lives, because there's things we could work on. I don't budget the little money I have as well as I should have, because I like to gamble and I go crazy. So why do I do that? Why do I behave in such ways that doesn't gain any value to me? Why do I operate like that? It's just, well, I'm 60. Who cares? I'll survive anyways, no matter what happens. But, but if you're in a relationship and you're a young couple trying to raise a family, and you got to be on point more. I'm only responsible for myself, so I can screw up. I've lived a good life. I've been blessed. I've lived a good life, so I'm only responsible for myself. So I can do things that are not wise to myself. I quit drugs because there's not even street drugs anymore. They don't even sell heroin anymore. So go do that fentanyl garbage and get whacked out on fentanyl and crack. Opiates. I'm not trying to promote opiates, but opiate is a more of a, well, we won't go there. But I am only responsible for myself. So and I have friends, and we do things, and I enjoy things on that level. But when you have to be responsible for children, and you have a mortgage, and you have a car payment, and you got pressure on you, a lot of these pressures, some people handle them, some people can't. They crumble. And what do? They look for a crutch. They go to the gin mill and have a couple extra Manhattans and vodkas. They go to drugs and they go to their doctor. You don't even need a street dealer anymore. Your doctor's the street dealer now. I mean, your doctors are putting the drug dealers on the street out of business, except for the crack dealers. But the doctors will write opiates. You go get Oxycontins like there's no tomorrow. Excuse me. The doctor is the new age drug dealer, and they get kickbacks from the pharmacy. That Oxycontin is more powerful is pine tar heroin or just regular heroin, China white, China heroin. And, this good man says, I had the storybook start, wedding, etc. When my wife looked in my eyes and wanted a divorce, it changed me. I thought I was working for the future. She wanted to travel the world and have fun. You get married, and one spouse has their version of this partnership. They look at it this way. The other partner has a version of this partnership, and they look at it through a different lens this way. Well, honey, I want to go see the pyramids. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. Well, that might put us in a little, that might put us back a few dollars. We might want to try to achieve, let's work hard right now, save up some money, and then maybe we can go do these things. So, well, honey, listen, I got to work. We got to save up some money because we're not going to go in debt for these trips. And then she looks, and then that is the beginning of a big relationship killer called resentment. Resentment. Yeah, then you start feeling, a little distant. When you go to bed at night, she turns or he turns to the opposite wall, and there's no cuddling or good night, honey, or good night kiss. And then you think that ingrate, I'm working my gayuns off over here, and she can't see it. She's so self-absorbed that let's just go rock and roll all over. So these things, as the New York Jets 15 stated, is very relevant, and these things happen all the time. And I suggest before people get married or they date, you really find out who your spouse is. I know, historically speaking, I've had couples in front of me, and they say the day after we got married, Billy changed or Sally changed. The day after. I understand that. There's some things you just can't dodge. But know what that relationship is going to look like, boots on the ground. Well, this is how our housing is going to be set up. This is how our jobs are going to be set up. This is how our free time is going to be set up. Or if there's children on the way, this is how this is going to be set up. Don't go in there and then a year later go, geez, I didn't know she was a bitch like that. Oh, gosh. Or I didn't know he was a bitch like that. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. And a lot of times you get in these relationships, and sometimes they're not as healthy as they should be. And what does the couple think? The grass is greener over there. But if you don't change, if you have some deficits, you're just going to pollute another relationship. Or, some people are at no fault in their relationships. Some people just have a bad spouse. And you got to be, there's no way around it. There's good women that find bad men, and there's good men that come across bad women. And in today's world, with the younger generation, superficiality seems to be at a higher level. Years ago, these couples would live together in a cave and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches until they die together. And now younger couples in the media, they're polluting young people's minds, and they're thinking you're supposed to be this or that. And then, well, when will you become that? You're not going to become that. Forget about that circus stuff you're seeing on the media. Get back to the basics. The younger generation, there's smart kids out there that know what's going on and everything. And what you see on the media, that puppet show, is at the point now where it's just silly. It's just silly. with the media, our government officials, our leaders. It's just, and how much will the public stand for it? So, when will we become what we thought we were going to be? Well, I'm 60. Well, when I was 20, I wanted to become this or that. So, well, what did I become that? Well, I just wanted to, number one, be a good father, and I hope I accomplished that. And that was nice. So, number one importance, I wanted to be a good father. Everything else was secondary. And a good spouse or a good son or a good brother or a good uncle. That's more important to me. And then when will you become what you thought you were going to be? So it's different for a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old. It's all different. So I'm content, even though I have goals. I want to have more subscribers. I want to sell more books. If it happens, it happens. But I'm already set. My bank account needs help, or it could be changed higher if I got monetized, and I'm able to be monetized here. But so those are my goals, and to travel more if I can afford it, or that is where my head is at. You might be thinking, well, I have children, and when will you become able or do better at providing a good life? And we think on these things, and then they become fears, and then they become stressors, and then you're not able to perform at a higher level. So this stuff comes easy, because this fear will destroy you. And stress will destroy you, because you're bringing in a different variable into your world, and you're closing off all the opportunities. It's a roadblock when your thinking becomes fearful, and the devil and the demons are going, yeah, we got one. Yeah, hey, Lucifer. Yeah, we got one. He's shitting his pants over there. He's crumbling every minute. Yeah. Oh, they're getting a divorce. Oh, well, he's going to get fired. Oh, well, he's dropping out of school. Oh, they're breaking up. Yeah, they're crumbling. Lucifer's having a hell of a run, folks. Yeah, he's undefeated right now. Going on about 3,000 years. Lucifer. And the entities that are out there. When I say be the kings and queens of your world, I really mean it. If you look at not Darwin's evolution, or that bullshit they taught you in school with Darwin's evolution and a primate and a caveman, and then what was the missing link, and they throw that around for 1,000,000 years. We were terrestrial Cro-Magnon hominid that was interbred with the ETs, with the Nephilim and other entities in the universe. You people were never taught that. Why? Because you were taught to be a certain biblical Christian with the Roman Catholic Church, and people don't even care about to know what the real history of that was and what they did, and what they did around the world, because everybody's conditioned and brainwashed about a history and what they should believe in, and then what they are and what they're trying to become. You already are there. Your thinking is keeping you less of being a king or a queen. So when will we become that? When you change your thinking and you embrace that you are royalty, and that opens up the highways to the universe. Otherwise, it's road closed, road closed, road closed. Demons at work, road closed. Demons at work, road closed. Demons at work, road closed. So your universe resides in your mind, and this is a holographic world. It's a holographic world we're not going to get in that. It's too early in the morning right now. But so we could fill in the blank. When will we become this or that? And there's a million answers. Fill in the blank with a million different things. But with that being said, your one thinking game plan can conquer whatever you fill in the blank with. One thinking game plan, empower yourself. You know, the addictions and all that recovery gibberish that the taxpayers are paying for all these recovery centers. You know what's in all those, all their sayings? You are powerless. You are powerless. You know why? Because that makes you need them, because they have the power. And you're powerless, Billy. You're a no good doper. You're a no good alcoholic. You're a no good drug addict. You're powerless. Really? That's not in our DNA. We might make mistakes, but it doesn't ever mean a person that we are bred from royalty is powerless. There was periods of our history on Earth, periods of enlightenment, and then there's just periods of just stupefied and generationally speaking, it just becomes worse and worse. The scores in school are lower that you can pass. All you need to get in college is a pencil. You want to go to a college? Well, how do I qualify? Well, do you have a pencil? Fill out the application. That's all. So unlock your brain, open up your world, open up your heart and your mind, let it run parallel, open up the universe, think better. You'll do better in a relationship. You'll do better at your job. When you come from the posture and thinking standpoint that you are good, you manifest that, because it's your state of mind that's gonna direct you in all facets of life, vocational, relationship wise, which are the two biggest things as a human in societal America or around the world, is your relationship and your job and your family are the big pending things on your mind. And you're under pressure to do the best you can. But the thinking and the thinking and maladaptive thinking and maladaptive behaviors just ruin all that. It ruins all that. Our thinking and fears will just extinguish any type of good game plan we might have. So when will we become better versions or certain areas that we want to do better in? It's when you change your mind, your thinking, and you become fearless. There's people that are successful in whatever fields or life or everything that just thought that way normally. They didn't have to tell themselves to think that way. They just thought it naturally, and the world was there to accept it, and it manifested out. So the New York Jets 15, thank you. Good luck to you and everything you do. And T-Bird, hit the like button on the way out. Join, subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, that's good. There's a link to my book in there, and we'll rock and roll like that. You are onto something very good with this channel. People need this, the raw reality of life. We are not challenged enough to open our minds. Well, the Jets, we've become programmed robot consumers. And people are bouncing off the walls, and they're puppets, and there's puppet masters, and it's sad because we only have one life to live. I speak on these things because I was dead and I came back to life. And you know what? I talk about a lot of old mafia stories, and yeah, there's juice in there. It gets views. But you know what? I want to have the spiritual realm gave me another shot, and I want to offer something back to whoever watches this, because there's no coincidence in the world. I want to offer something back because I owe it to the other realm that spared my life. So I may say things that people might not agree with, or some agree and some disagree. But I do want to say one thing about what we believe in as Christians and the traditional Roman Catholic Church is not what you would believe, and what you would realize what is going on with who is the Pope and what's the Pope's position and what does the Roman Catholic Church stand for and stood for thousands of years. I'm not going to get in there because I don't have a lot of subscribers as it is. So that's all. Life gets tough. The world's a vampire. It wants blood, but get thinking so you could have a good defense system. Put on that armor, and then you can rock and roll. You could have a nice, happy family, a nice, happy spouse. Everybody's doing good. You're going on trips. The children are happy. Everybody's thriving. It's in our DNA to be that. What stops it? You're thinking, and that TV and the social media and politicians. They want your soul is what they really want. But that's another video. So this is the Truth Serum. If you could support me somehow, even with a thumbs up, a comment, share it, hit the notification bell, do 2 backflips and 3 cartwheels. And I appreciate everybody that comes on here. I get 40, 50 views, and then some do better. But I don't give up. You see how I just don't give up. I don't give up. Whatever the numbers are, they are. I don't give up. I believe that I'm the king. I believe I'm the king. So if I believe that long enough, the world will match it. But you got to have that starting point. Thank you, everybody. Be the kings and queens of your world, and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Thank you, T-Bird. Thank you, the New York Jets 15. I appreciate you coming in here and keeping me company. And I'll be back again, and we'll talk about some other stuff. Thanks a lot, folks. I appreciate your support.